Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's lovely to have you here. I can't tell you how excited I felt when I uploaded that video a few days ago and I started to get comments. I felt so happy. It was just so nice to be back with everything just as it should be. It was lovely to read your comments and know that you're all there. It's just so wonderful. I can't tell you how good it is. I was so excited to be making this video now because I get to read your comments again and know that you're there. So I guess before I start, I'll just tell you that today is Saturday. It's 4:30 in the afternoon and the sun's already starting to go down because it's autumn here. And a funny autumn because the days have been so beautifully warm, bright blue sky, just perfect days. In fact, yesterday and today it was up to about 26 degrees, which I guess would be around, I don't know, high 70s, something like that. Just beautiful. And then in the morning and the evening it's cool, which I just love, so it's easy to sleep. It's been really lovely. Anyway, so I've told you that it's Saturday. I've told you what the weather's been like, which is heavenly, by the way. I think I may have used that word just then. And that I'm so happy to be here. Like, really, it's just, I can't tell you how lovely it is. And, of course, I mentioned in my last video that I was going to try and just put a heart instead of writing a comment. But, do you know what? I couldn't do it. I just loved what you'd all written, so I just really wanted to write a response. It's shorter than I would normally do, so maybe that made it a bit easier for me, because I'm such a yakety yak. I usually write tons and tons. But if I keep it, a bit shorter, it's probably better for you guys, and it gives me more time. Well, it doesn't take as much time, let's put it that way. So anyway, let's talk about who we are looking at here, because this is my beautiful little girl, my Marianne kit by Natali Blick. I made her about 1.5 years ago now, not quite that long, 1 year and 5 months ago. And her name is Lottie, just in case you're new to my channel. My name is Suzanne, and my nursery name is Baby Bunting Nursery, and that's the name of my YouTube channel as well. So this is my little princess. It's not so little because I did show you Pippa and Jonty last time, and they're Twin A and Twin B by Bonnie Brown, and they're both little. I've never measured them. Their little legs are pretty curled up, but I'd say they're about probably 17 inches. And this little girl, my Lottie, my Marianne, is about, 21.5 inches. So she wears size 0 to 3 months, or some just straight 3-month clothes. And Pippa and Jonty wear 50 centimetre size clothes. Or here in Australia usually a 5 zeros, or some small 4 zeros. 4 zeros is like a newborn size here, and 5 zeros is very small, or not very, small newborn I'd say, and that fits them very well. So this little one wears 0 to 3 months, and look, I've got her ready for theme Thursday, even though it's Saturday. I know that doesn't matter, and it really makes no difference. I'm sure nobody minds when they see the theme Thursday outfits. I just moved the camera a bit so you can see her bonnet, because this is the Princess Charlotte bonnet. Let me turn her head and you can see those little rows of cable there. So that's the Princess Charlotte bonnet that Charlotte wore when she was a new girl, a brand new baby. And at the time, and maybe even now, I'm not sure, people are making these bonnets. And I bought it when Charlotte was born, and I think she's just had her 4th birthday, which seems crazy. But so I bought this bonnet maybe 3 years ago, and it fits Lottie really well. Just ties under the chin, and it's in a cream colour. So that's the bit of princess for the theme, and she's wearing a light purple little play suit, which has no feet in it, so she's wearing pom-pom socks, and it has no sleeves. And there are 4 white buttons down the front, and it's kind of I suppose a sort of a lilac colour, and it's in that muslin, the crunchy kind of muslin, and as is her blanket. That's a crunchy muslin, which I just love, and the blanket she's lying on is white, and it's got grey bunnies all over it in different positions, and they've got flowers and roses in their hair. Well, in their ears, I should say, shouldn't I, on the top of their heads. So that's what Lottie's wearing. So this purple is actually for, to bring awareness to fibromyalgia. I'm just not sure if it's fibromyalgia week or fibromyalgia month, but either way, that's what she's wearing her purple outfit for. And also, I think purple is for lupus, and I'm not sure if it's Lupus Awareness Month, but it might be. It might be there right now, I'm not sure. Anyway, so there's our little contribution to Theme Thursday with Lottie. And she's holding her new bunny. I'll show it to you. It's a rattle. Isn't that sweet? It's got like a pink linen handle, long, narrow handle, and then the face is a cream-coloured, almost like a triangle face of a bunny with a little pink nose and eyes and little sort of cheeks and a tiny little smile, and they're all in a sort of a grey, it's hard to say, isn't it? Sort of grey-brown colour. And then the big ears, which are floppy, are pink on the back, the same pink linen, and then the inside is the same lovely fine toweling sort of material on the inside of the ears. And I bought that for Lottie a little while ago from our shop called, oh, that's upside down for you guys, isn't it? And me. Called David Jones. That's an Australian shop. It's like a big department store. So I bought that for Lottie just recently. Because why not? You know, the poor child doesn't have enough toys to play with. Now, what are you doing, camera? Oh, that's because I disturbed you by moving the rabbit. Can you get back in focus somehow, magically? Is that better? Yes, that's better. Now, the reason I'm here is because I've never done a haul video before. I don't really feel comfortable doing them. Plus, I only ever get things in like dribs and drabs, sort of one or two things at a time. I never buy a big batch of stuff, and I just get things when they're on sale. We don't have any good second-hand shops around here for baby clothes. There's just I never see anything that's any good. Everything looks a bit tired and maybe a bit stained and got pilling on it, and not very, doesn't make me want to buy it, let's put it that way. So I tend to just buy things when I see them on sale, and usually virtually everything, except if something's on Etsy, although recently I just bought something on Etsy that was on sale, it was half price. So yes, I look for bargains because I tend to buy new rather than second hand. If I could find the same, in good baby clothes in lovely condition, I would buy them, definitely second hand. I think it's a brilliant way, and it's a great way to recycle things. So as I was saying 10 hours ago, this is my very first haul video. So you'll have to excuse me if I don't do it very well. I'm not practiced at it. So it's a haul from Jamie Kay, which is a baby brand over in New Zealand. I first heard of it from my friend who was born and lived and grew up in New Zealand. She lives here now, but she goes back once or twice a year. She's got all her friends there, and not her mum and dad anymore, but her sister is there with her husband and children, and lots of friends. Vicky has lots, and she went to a boarding school, and she's very close to all her friends back there. And she used to talk about Jamie Kay, and I thought, oh yeah, I know New Zealand has got some beautiful clothes. They grow beautiful wool on their sheep and make the finest knitters, absolutely gorgeous things for adults, not just babies. So I got a few New Zealand cardigans just by chance, I bought them, and they're beautiful quality. So she kept mentioning this Jamie Kay, and I didn't really, in one ear and out the other a bit, until I started to see people here on YouTube talking about Jamie Kay, and I thought I must have a look, and this is what I found. So this is the parcel, which, that's it there. I've had this for a good 3 weeks waiting for me to make a video, so I'll just tip everything out. I hope Lottie doesn't mind, but we'll sort of use her as backdrop. If she complains too much, I'll move that. If she complains too much, I don't know what I'll do. I think I'll ignore her. Is that what I should do? I think so. Okay, so that's everything tipped out. I've got a fair few things because they were on sale. Now they're all in plastic, so I know that's annoying when you hear all the scrunching of the plastic, so maybe I'll just stop this for a minute, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things, so that's a really good haul, I reckon. Let me just pause you. I'll open them all so you don't have to hear the plastic, and then I'll be right back. There we are. I've got them all open, and I've moved the plastic packaging out of the way. It makes such a loud noise when you're videoing, doesn't it, when you're trying to undo that plastic. It was a little bit dangerous, that plastic packaging. I cut my thumb, so excuse the band-aid. Now, okay, let me show you these 6 things I got from Jamie Kay. The first one is a little pair of ribbed tights in a dusky pink, definitely a dusky pink, very nice. I'll show you the label. There it is, Jamie Kay. I love the packaging. It's simple, isn't it? Look at that. It's just got a lovely bit of grosgrain ribbon tied around, and then this lovely thick cardboard tag on it. And I got these in a newborn size because I find that if you get 0 to 3, if your baby is 0 to 3 in tights, they're always too big. So, and also the same with socks. I always get smaller socks because the sculptors tend to sculpt feet that kind of look in proportion, but actually real babies have big feet, and they actually have big heads, much bigger than our dolls do. That's why their arms don't reach to the top of or barely to the top of their heads, whereas our arms go much higher because our heads in proportion are smaller. Does that make sense? Anyway, that's all by the by. I'm sorry, to anybody who's new here, this is just how I talk. I just go on and on. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, so I've shown you the sweet little tights in that dusky pink. Let me show you this beautiful jumper. It's what we call a jumper. You call it a pullover or a, I don't know what. Okay, so that's the bottom of it. It goes up at the front and it's got white cotton frill at the bottom of it. Now let me see if I can spread it out over this little girl. It's a cotton jumper. It's knitted, of course. It's got a round neck. Can you see enough of it? Sorry, Lottie, I hope you don't mind, darling. Just hold your breath for a little while, sweetheart. And then let me show you how cute the back is. It's got look at that, a ribbon that ties it up at the back. Isn't that sweet? And a keyhole opening as well. And that's in a now I know what that fabric's called, but I can't think what it is. It's got a bit of fluff there. Anyway, it's very nice, delicate, light sort of ribbon. It's not organza, it's thicker than that. Actually, it's almost like a silk. And yeah, and there's the label, Jamie Kay. You see that? Yeah, 100% cotton. So it's quite heavy jumper, and that's in a 0 to 3 as well. What do you guys call it? You don't call them pullovers. Do you call them sweaters? Maybe you call them sweaters. So that's that in the grey. Did I say that? And the frill at the bottom is white. And that's actually the same material. It's not cotton, I don't... Oh, it says it's 100% cotton, doesn't it? It's kind of got a texture to it. That's why I'm a bit confused. So it's got the same... The material on the frill is the same as the material on the bow at the back of the neck. I did have pink. This came in a dusky pink, sort of the same colour as the tights. And I had that in my cart. And what I tend to do is, especially something like this where I've got so many pieces, I go away and do other things around the house or go out, whatever I have to do, and give myself time to think in case I'm being too, what's the word, impetuous, or is that the right word? In case I'm, diving in too quickly. And by the time I decided to get all 6 things, the pink one was gone. So I've got this lovely grey one, which I think is gorgeous. So Kimberly, take note. I got the grey one. I think Kimberly liked... I think we were chatting and she said she liked the pink one and the grey one, and that's what she had in her cart at some stage. But because these were on sale, I think everything was 50% off. It was just disappearing so fast. And I didn't realise that because I hadn't bought from that site before, really. I mean, I should have known, shouldn't I? Now, I think I'm going to sneeze. I hope not. Anyway, I'll go for as long as I can, and then I'll sneeze, and you'll have to excuse me. So the next thing is these lovely little bloomers, and they're in a heavy, I guess this is still muslin. It's got little I don't know if you can see, it's got little lines across it. Sort of, it used to be called window pane, where it forms squares. So I don't know, you probably can't even see that. It's not very visible. And these are in they're actually darker than what they're coming across. They're in a mustard colour. And in real life it's a fairly dark mustard colour. And they're just plain nappy cover. No frills, just an elasticated waist, elastic around the legs. And I thought these would look gorgeous with some tights underneath. Maybe the pink ones, depending on what I put on top. No, that might be too much. Probably just some cream tights, I'm sure I've got some. And then a nice little top. So I got those, and they're in 0 to 3. They don't look gigantic, do they? Let me show you the label. I love the labels. They're in a beautiful, thick sort of cardboard, but elegant cardboard. It's J. McKay Delicates, it's called. Our delicate items need an extra bit of love and care. Please make sure to gentle hand wash these garments and line dry in the shade. And the website, or the web address, is www.jamieK.co.nz. So just in case you want to have a look. And then the next little thing I bought were these little gorgeous little, still nappy cover bloomer type, but there's a bit of extra frill. See that around the outside of the leg holes? Very sweet, in the same material, which is it's just muslin this time. Oh yeah, it still has the lines on it. I hope you can see them. Maybe not. Anyway, it's got the little lines on it, and it's just elastic around the waist with a little tie in a cotton, sort of just a plain cotton tie. Same as the grey ones. Oh, not grey ones, sorry, same as these ones, the mustard ones. I was looking at the next pair. They've got the same sort of tie around the waist. I think it's just decoration, because they're fully elasticated around the waist. So these ones are in it's sort of a dusky pink, but it's also sort of a bit mauvey looking, a bit, I don't know I can't say how you guys say it. Some of you say mauve, but lots of you say, I can't say it, it's so funny in my head, it just won't come out right. Like mauve or something like that you call it, I don't know how you say it. But it's that sort of colour. So it's a beautiful muted colour anyway, whatever you want to call it. So that's 3 things. Four things. We've got the jumper, we've got the 2 nappy covers, we've got the little dusky pink tights, and then we've got these little grey bloomers, which are just plain ones, very light grey, beautiful. Now let me see if you can see the lines in this, because they're a bit easier to see. Yes, I think you can. See those little, it's almost like a pulled thread, but it's meant to be there. It's in, let's see if we can see the squares on the back. Oh, that's got a bit of fluff on it. Let me just take that off. There we go. There you go. You can sort of see the across ones, but there are very faint up and down ones as well. So that's the little lines I was talking about. So these are just a plain light grey nappy cover. No frills on these ones either. Same as the mustard coloured ones. And just with elastic around the waist and the cotton tie, which I think is decoration. I don't think you pull it tighter than what it is. And they're in a lovely light grey. And then the last thing I got was this lovely little romper, and it's in the same dark grey that I just showed you the nappy cover in. And there it is, just very plain, simple little romper with straps. I'll show you the back, that cross over and go onto a single button. And there's buttonholes at that level, and if you need to make the straps longer, you can by using the buttonholes at the end of the straps. So they both come together in the middle at the back, and they go on to I guess it is a wooden button. So that was the last thing I got, and everything's in a 0 to 3. And these are really cute. I really like these. So they're in the same grey. Let's see if you can see the lines a bit better on that. You can see the horizontal lines much better than the vertical. But there you go. So that's my Jamie K haul. I hope I did it well enough for you. I don't know if I did. And Lottie, luckily she's still breathing, everybody. I didn't cover her little face for too long. So yes, I hope I did that well enough, because I like it when I see other people do hauls. It doesn't look tricky, but because I've never done one, I just wasn't sure how it would work. So before I go, I just would like to let you all know that today was a big day here in Australia. It was voting day. it's the 18th of May, and it's being Saturday that we always have voting days when we have them, which is just usually about 4 years, from 8 in the morning till 6 at night, and they're compulsory here in Australia, which I absolutely love. So every adult who's well and over 18 has to vote. You can vote if you're not well, if you're sick and you can't get to a polling place on the day, you can vote beforehand, or if you're going to be out away from your home on that day, or if you're getting married, or any other circumstances that prevent you from voting on the day, you can vote beforehand in a postal vote. So everybody does get to vote. It's fabulous. I mean, there are reasons not to vote if you're very sick, or if you're, have dementia or something like that, or very old, or if there are reasons you don't have to. But in general, we all want to vote, and it's a wonderful day. It's a day when you get to talk to lots and lots of people when you go up to the polling place, which is often just in your local church hall or in your local primary school. And there's always a queue, or mostly there's a queue. And then you get to chat to people in the queue, and then you just go to the desk and give your name and mark you off, and you get your ballot papers, and you go into a little booth. They're temporary booths that are set up, kind of like made of sort of, I don't know what, like plastic coated cardboardy stuff, but you stand in there and they've got a proper leaning on path where you can spread your papers out, and every booth has a pencil or a pen in it, and you just mark what you want to, you follow the instructions and you vote for who you want, and then you put it into a box depending on what paper, if it's for the Senate or if it's for the House of Reps, and they have two separate boxes, and then they just get counted. And usually within a day, they're pretty sure who's won, but sometimes it's very, very close and we don't know. But it's just a wonderful process. I really, it's very important. I know I'm just one of millions, but I always feel that my vote really counts. Everybody's vote counts equally. So whether you always vote the same way, or whether you're a swinging voter and you swap around, it's all, everybody's equal. I love that. Absolutely love it. So the other good thing is that when they have the polling booth at a local school, the school puts on fundraisers. So they sell cakes, homemade cakes by the parents. They have sausage sizzle barbecues, and you can buy your sausage sizzle. And it's just a fun day, and the kids run around, and it's just a lovely day. And it's exciting. I think it's great to have the chance to vote. We're very lucky to be able to do that. So I'm sorry, I hope that wasn't too boring. I didn't mean to go on and on like that, but that's what I tend to do. And I guess you guys know by now that's what I do. So let me quickly just also tell you what I did this morning. We had our committee meeting for the Doll Club, and I'm on the committee. I'm now just a vice president. I was the president for 3 years, but we only get 3 years at each position. So I've been vice president for 2 years. I get 1 more year if I want to renominate, which I will, because I really love it. I love being on the committee, because we're the ones who basically make the decisions and work out what's going to happen from one meeting to the next. And I really love having that input. Of course, we have a suggestion box, and we always ask the members what they would like to do particularly. But this morning it was a committee meeting, and I needed to chair it because the president is away in Europe having a lovely holiday. So she wasn't able to be here today. She's been in Georgia and the Ukraine and some other Eastern European countries, looking at dolls, of course, and lovely scenery and things. She loves Japanese dolls. That's her thing, has been for years. So she goes to Japan often and has the most magnificent collection. Anyway, so that was this morning, and I got home, I guess about 1:30 or 2, something like that. I guess it was that. Now, the last thing I want to tell you about is something really special that you guys might be really interested in. So I'll just move all these beautiful outfits, which I hope you enjoyed seeing. And I think they're a bargain. They really were brilliant. I love them. I can't wait to dress Lottie in them, which I will do. Now, let me see. How can I show you this? I might I might just pause you and then rearrange things and show you what I want you to see. Here it is. It's this beautiful basket which I just received. Was it yesterday? Thursday or Friday it came. I love it. It's called a changing basket and it's made in Vietnam, and it's fair trade, so it's handmade, so people are paid properly for it, and it's just gorgeous. It's got that lovely smell of whatever this woven stuff is. I think they call it seagrass. And I also bought the little what do you call that thing that goes in the bottom. What would you call that? I don't know. This liner. Oh, that's a good word. It's in a sort of a muted sage green, and it's lovely. It's muslin. The other side is like a white. It feels a little bit like it might be waterproof on the inside, and this is just like a white flocked sort of material, soft. So it's called a changing basket, and I thought how beautiful to display my Lottie in. I just fell in love with it, and it's like a changing table, but it's something that you can move around easily, and of course the baby can't roll out of it because it's got sides. They're quite shallow. I don't know if you can tell that. That's a bit of the bottom there. So they're about that deep, which might be 4 inches. And it's the same size, I think, as a Moses basket. There's handles on either end. Let me just show you if I pull that way. There's a handle on that end and a handle on that end. There we go. And I found it, I don't know how I came upon it, but I found it online. I googled it, so it must have, you know how things pop up when you're looking at something else? Because the secret magic computers know what we look at, which is a bit spooky really. But anyway, so I went looking on Google. I just put in change basket. I think that's what it's called, or changing basket. And they came up. And there are suppliers who have this, imported, and they're in Australia. And I got this without postage for free. And also, there are several ads for them, and they're all the same. But they're all different prices, so you just pick the best price, and I'm sure you can get them in other places, just if you're interested. I just thought it's lovely and it's different. It's not a baby nest, because we've all got baby nests, and I just thought I'd like to have something like this. I think it's gorgeous. So that's the last thing I wanted to show you. I hope you like it. I love it. I think it's going to be really fun to have Lottie in this. She just sits in or lies in it so sweetly. So now I've got this changing basket. I've got the normal change table, which is here, which under this beautiful quilt, which I often show her on as well. And I've got her pram, or I've got the bassinet where I've got Pippa and Jonty asleep in there. So I've got options where I can show you. I did try to set this up in my bedroom with all the afternoon sun coming in, but unfortunately it just wasn't as good as this light. Her face was still sort of a bit dark looking. Let me put her back in so you're looking at something instead of an empty basket. Come on, my little girl. Come and show everybody what you look like in here without all the blankets and things. Just put you in here, okay? Make you look a bit nice. Put that up there. There we go. Do you want your bunny? Here you are, darling. Have your bunny. Then you can be happy, can't you? Hey, that's my girl. So there she is. There she is in her basket. So it's a very good size, isn't it? I'll just show you. Let's go. I'll show you how much there's left at the end. It's not too big. So if you had a real baby, it would be quite good because, she's sort of, pretend she's 22 inches just for argument's sake. She's a bit shorter than that, I think. So, you could have quite a big baby in here. And then when the baby grows too big or you don't need it anymore, you can use it to put things in. So, anyway, that's my new basket, and here's my little girl. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know I've gone on a bit too much maybe about voting. I'm sorry about that. But you know what? You can always speed through, can't you? What's the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean. Fast forward through the boring bits if you don't want to listen, which I don't blame you. It just gets me excited, the whole idea of voting. I love it. I just love that we can do that. I think we're very lucky. So I won't know what the outcome is probably till I wake up this morning. But there is also, you know, it gets all talked about on the radio and the television overnight, and it's fun to watch what's happening. Especially if the people you want to get in do get in, that's even more fun then. Otherwise I can complain for 4 years, can't I? Which I probably will do. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. I think I brought you up to date. And I did my very first haul video. I hope that was okay, with those gorgeous Jamie Kay clothes. Now this one, I don't know what brand this is. This little play suit. It's not Jamie Kay, but it is a lovely muslin. Anyway, I'll tell you next time if I think of it. Now Lottie, I don't like you showing your cloth body there. Let's just pretend it's not there. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? So you can see how cute she looks in the basket, doesn't she? Just so cute. I love it. Okay, I'll stop talking now. I really will. I promise. I absolutely promise. And I'll see you all soon in my next video. So, which will be, I think it will be my video of telling you how I got into painting reborns, which I have now been doing for 9 years. And I absolutely love it. I started Tobias's hair. I did an hour and a half and got only a tiny patch done because I was just mono rooting it. I'm not sure I'll have the patience because it's a very big head. I may have to go to what's the next one called? Micro rooting, where you get maybe 2 or 3 hairs in each time. I'm not sure. I'll keep mono rooting and see if I've got the patience for it. But it will take a long time to get it done. But it will look gorgeous. I know it's worth it. So anyway, see, I never stop when I say I'm going to. That's kind of, you know, my weakness. This time I really will stop, and I'll thank you all so much for coming back. I just love talking to you. I love reading your comments. I just can't believe how wonderful it is to be back. It was quite a long break I had, and it wasn't even deliberate. It just kind of sort of snowballed. Once I stopped making videos, it was just harder to come back. But now I'm so glad I have, because I really do enjoy it. So thank you everyone, thank you so much, and if you're new I hope this wasn't too boring, and please come back if you would like to, because you're very welcome to come and visit me and my babies anytime you like. So everybody, until we meet again, please take care and be kind to each other. I love you all. Bye bye.